I don't take a moment, just not just a moment, but a moment every day and a few times a day, uh, just to see Vishnupriya and Gauranga. In the dream of Narottam Das Thakur, just before his big festival at Kachari, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he personally came to him and told him, because he couldn't make a deity that could satisfy him, that would be able to be called Gauranga. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that he had hidden himself in the deity form in a rice, like a rice storage place. That deity, when it was taken out, it's a golden deity. And that deity is self-manifested. And he came as he wanted to be worshipped. Narottam Das Thakur made, I think, around 5 pairs of Radha Krishna deities. When I say pairs of Radha Krishna deity, now we go into a temple and we see a separate deity, Radha and Krishna. But back then they were still worshipping one deity, Krishna, as Radha and Krishna. So he had already made 5 of these deities and he was satisfied. But when the Gauranga deity was trying to be made, he wasn't satisfied. So the day before the festival, Gauranga tells him that he hid himself in an abandoned storage of rice. Now, it's actually a detailed description how he had hidden himself there, and there were snakes protecting him, and this, that, and the other. Okay, so Narottam goes and installs him. That deity is Gauranga Vallabha. That deity is still being worshipped in the line of Gauranga Chakravarti, Gaurgarayan. No. He has a samadhi in the Radha Gokulananda temple. Yeah, and his family members are still worshiping that deity, and people go see that deity. Why in just one deity? Well, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just before leaving, he came in a vision to Vishnupriya, and he came in a vision to her Pujari too, Vamshita Dananam. And he told them to go to the tree that his mother, and this is specific way of speaking of Gauranga, where his mother first gave him milk. Yes. Under the tree where his mother first gave him milk. There's another mystery behind this. Because Sachima wasn't on that side of the Ganga. She was at her mother's house, because that is tradition. When a woman is going to have a child, she goes to the mother's house. Just like Srila Prabhupada, he was born in his wife's mother's house, because the mother can take care of the daughter easier. And I see it a lot here in Vrindavan. The girl may get married, and she comes back so many times to the mother's house to associate with the mother, to keep that association. So now, whether he was born under that tree or whether he just took milk under that tree, but Gauranga in the dream said, go to the tree where my mother first gave me milk. Cut it and make a murti of myself. And then he said to Vishnupriya that when she was leaving, she should enter into that deity. So this is the authorized way. And she did. All they could hear was the ankle bells of Vishnupriya, and then she was gone. But there was, and that's the deity of Dhameshwaram, which is worship. So So in Dameshwara, by order of her husband, Nimai Pandit, or you could say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they're both there in that same deity. Oh, follow, please. So Gauranga Vallabha applies only to a single deity, but it applies to Vishnu Priya and Gauranga. Their presence and Vishnu Priya and Gauranga. After some time, Jiva Goswami made a statement, and he said that Vishnu Priya can stand to the left of Gauranga. He authorized that. Before that was authorized, of course, Rupa Goswami and them had already established their Radharani to the left of Krishna. Before their time, it wasn't done like that. And for good reasons, to not bring in too many love affairs and so much hajya or anything like that. But it doesn't give visualization of Radharani. The visualization of Radharani is necessary for us. So, this is Vishnu Priya Gauranga. And I put them like this, in this stance, so that they're examining me, and so that I feel that they are examining me. But in the way that it should be, I'll put it in that way. Okay, now, this, of course, is the way that Bhaktivedanta Narayana Maharaj described to Shamarani, and she so beautifully did it in her Seva Kunj Thakurji. So here they're looking at each other. But in such an incredible way, Narayan Maharaj has described them. And so this is, for myself, it's like a necessary. Now, Vishnu Priya is like the guru. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't give a diksha to anybody. He gave shiksha instructions to the pujari of Vishnu Priya, and she gave him diksha. So she began a line. Now that line is the line that we find Bhaktivinoda Thakur was initiated into. He was initiated into it. That line worships Gaur Gadadhar. Yeah. But in that line, we are going to see that Chanava Devi, Vishnu Priya are considered gurus. And we would have to be worshipping as gurus. If the problem, I feel like the problem was made just so Vishnu Priya could take a different stance. Okay, when they were doing the establishment of the yoga pit, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he wanted the first deities to be established as Vishnu, Priya, Lakshmi Priya, and Gauranga. that temple at the yoga pit had them together. Vishnu, Priya, Gauranga, and Lakshmi Priya all together. That wasn't in the Sampradaya of Vipin Bihari. That was not in that Sampradaya, beginning from Vishnu Priya. That was the opening by Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. That was in Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj's line. So I feel just so much better when I see Vishnu Priya along with Gauranga. It just gives me such a pleasure. But even just to say something, Lord Nityananda came to see Nimai Pandit back then. Nimai Pandit. He came to see Nimai Pandit on his 23rd year. That was 1 year before he took sannyas. Okay, now, in that 1 year, because Srivas Pandit's house was so close, Lord Nityananda spent all his nights at Sachi's house. And it came to be questioned, why is Nimai Pandit so much in the house of Sachima? Why doesn't he, probably if there was a kirtan, he would stay with them all the way up to the end of the kirtan, but he would go. Why? Because not just him, but there were others too. And I can't even name them. But I know there was Damodar. I know there was Narayani. Damodar is in the same family members as Vishnu Priya. So, and then there was Narayani. She happens to be the mother of Vrindavan Das Thakur. So there was more people, and they would come and observe the Lilas of Vishnu Priya Gauranga. I have no idea what they were being shown. The only glimpse of an idea, the only glimpse, just a little glimpse into the idea. The last day of Gauranga with Vishnu Priya. It was described how Gauranga decorated her so beautifully. And even Vishnu Priya was so amazed, because Vishnu Priya, she was decorated every night. Sachima would decorate Vishnu Priya beautifully. As long as Sachima was alive, she decorated her. Even when Lord Chaitanya went to Puri, she still decorated her. Till Sachima left this planet. She left the planet just about the time that her son left. So for 24 years, she decorated Vishnu Priya with beautiful saris, bangles, everything. When she left and Gauranga left, then Vishnu Priya took all the ornaments off. And that is when she started her Vairagi, the incredible austerities. She was not doing incredible austerities until that time. She acted like the wife, because every day she invited him to eat. And every day he came to eat. So that was happening at the same time. Now, the last day let's get back to that. Last day, it is described how beautifully and how centrally Gauranga decorated Vishnupriya and how she falls asleep on him. So Vrindavan Das Thakur, he did not like that description and said it was wrong. But Narayani, his mother, was there. And she said, no, it was perfectly written. The whole description was perfectly written. So that's just a small one-day glimpse into why was Lord Nityananda there every night? Why was Mother Sachi? Why was Narayani? Why were other people there? Glimpsing into the Nikunja of Vishnupriya and Gauranga. Just incredible, just incredible. So, I just wanted you to get a glimpse of them, and they are taking a glimpse of you. Yeah. Yeah, just look at them. They're so beautiful. Okay.